Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. And thank you to the ones who have been here before, and welcome to the newbies. Lydia of Raindroplila invited me to join in the Spring Inspiration 2026 collaboration for junk journals. And today is day 9, and the prompt is stitching. And that's me. So if you go on her coffee shop, or Ko-Fi, however you want to pronounce it, you can download, there's a couple of freebies, and then there's these list of prompts and which day they're going to be shown in videos from different junk journal makers. And there's also going to be a list of the days with the links to the junk journal makers, and I will also have them linked or listed below in this under this video. My project, being that it's stitching, is going to be a two-parter, and you should be able to, if I do it right, you should be able to, after me showing you my finished project, I'm also going to do a tutorial. But because I'm not good at cameras, videos, and all that stuff, I have to do it a two-part. So first, I'm going to start with the finished project that I made, which was a journal. And I used AmityBloom Nazzie's method again. I just fell in love with her, the book page, the old book page no-sew journal method. And so this is my third one. And when I saw the papers from Raindroplila, and the theme was spring, I knew I had to continue and go ahead and do another no-sew. So Lydia gave us a ton of kits, papers to work with. They're in her floral pastel collection. So I think I used a little from everything, except I don't believe I used the Polaroid, the tulips. So I've got the flashcards, the floral pastel ephemera, the receipt cabinet cards, the regular cabinet cards, the floral ones, the floral, the backgrounds. I used both the tall and the regular layouts, and the French country documents, and spring blooms, and the wallpaper. It's such a pretty collection. There's just so much to work with, and I just used a lot. So anyway, welcome to day 9, which is stitching. And first I'm going to show you what I did with to go for the stitching. On my cover flap, I did use a little charm, metal basket charm, and it didn't have a handle, which was perfect for this. I just used a bouquet of silk ribbon embroidery stitches. And on my second video, I'm going to share some of the basics, like the lazy daisy, the Fargo rose, the woven rose or the spiderweb rose, and then the Japanese stitch, ribbon stitch, and probably the French knots. Anyway, those are the basics for silk ribbon embroidery, and it can go on. You can just do all kinds of fancy stuff. But when I was doing crazy quilting, I concentrated on the basics because there were always newbies coming in, and they didn't know where to start. So I was just comfortable sharing and very patiently to stitch the basics, because you can do so much with them. You can make, flowers and insects and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so also through here you will see I really went crazy with the bees, because in spring, the bees are starting to come out as the flowers start blooming. So that is my cover. And I just used a little grommet here, and I put a little bit of glue, of the Fabri-Tac glue, on the edge of this, and kind of made it pointy, so it's really easy to get in and out of the grommet. Okay, I left this because that is a room for some journaling. And under this little flap, I just put, because this page is just so pretty, but it has the dogwood. So I just took the cards that had the dogwood and just placed them under here. I don't know if that goes that way. Nope, I think it goes that way. Anyway, and just a piece of trim. And under this, I just used one of those little doily, paper doilies, and a little applique, and added some pretty cards that were in there. And I also took the Art House Whimsy. She has flowers, she has spring, and she has summer. I took some of the girls from there because I love the girls. My whole idea for this with the spring theme was just remembering my childhood. I could not wait to get out and gather flowers for my mom. We had tons of woods, like 40 acres of woods behind our home, and in the spring it was just covered with those little purple wildflowers, and I would just get bouquets and bouquets and take them to her. So I'm thinking more of little girls and spring and bunnies and, you know, bees and all that stuff. So that's where I'm at with this journal. And my another project or representation of stitching is, now these don't all go in here, but I'm going to show them to you. They are just corners, just easy corners that you can do very basic embroidery stitches on. You can add a charm bead if you don't bead your bees. bead. And on the back, I just put a piece of lace and a vintage button, but it's made out of felt. And I will show you how I do that in the next video. And they're just corner. It's like one per journal. This one stays in. This one, I think it was this one. Yeah, this one stays in the journal. It goes with it. And they're just like bookmarks to where your page is. And as I go through it, I'll show you the others. I just don't want to jump from here to there. Okay, so, and then this page is just a little flip out photo. And I used bloom tape from AmityBloom. And this is one of the, I didn't cover all of my, from her method of the no-sew journal. Some of them I just glued and left them. I didn't cover them. I just used different papers because I liked how it gives you different areas that you could write, you know, like different days. And this is one, I just put a vintage piece of lace on here. It's one of my favorites. I think I have like 5 of those left. They're so pretty. And then I just covered it with an old music sheet, blank music sheet paper book. And it folded over so easy. It's so soft. And I just used that. And in this pocket, this is an Edith Holden book. And I just put a nice large, now this is from Sam Poole. I had a couple of cards left over from my last year's projects. So I did place them in here because, again, bunnies and spring. And I just printed a cream color on the back. And this is also Sam Poole's. It's a wage envelope. And she was decorating them. And I thought they were pretty. So I decided to decorate one and slip it in here. And this is an old page from a book. I loved that, the aging on it. It's just a flip out. And then I put a seed envelope in here. And I'm going to put in some of my Morning Glory seeds that I gathered last year. So that they'll be nice and fresh and ready for, if I sell this, it'll be ready for somebody to plant this spring. Because Morning Glories, they come up everywhere. And this is one of the pages that I used the 2 different, I didn't cover this V. And on this page, there's a little paper clip here. I just made a journaling card with one of Lydia's beautiful papers. And then a little ruffle and another Art House Whimsy image. Oh, I should have left that off. Okay. And here's another piece of Lydia's pretty wallpaper that comes with it. And I found this little poem, and I thought that was cute, and a piece of vintage lace, and then another girl. And this is some handmade paper that I glued it on, and you can write on the back. And it's a very simple, just a simple paper clip with a journaling card and her. I thought she was so pretty with her bouquet and some music. Just another journaling card on handmade paper. And this is also Sam Poole. So pretty. I love that color. And then this belly band is something else you can do with stitching silk embroidery in your journal. Just make a belly band. And that is just made with Lazy Daisy and the woven rose and just a French ribbon stitch. And then this is the little corner bookmark on this page. And then this, I love this image with the bird. It's so pretty. They're all pretty. There's none that I didn't like. This is just a little acetate. This actually fell on the ground when I was gathering my papers, so I just stuck it in here. I love this image. It's just beautiful with the birds and the blue. That pretty lady. And then I made some washi tape. I did find some washi paper stickers on Amazon, so I ordered them, and not thinking that it was really going to be like washi. It is. It's so if you find some, get them, because it's really, especially with all the printable washi tape that's out there now, it's just, I just love printing my own. And under this little bird, which I also believe is a Raindroplila bird from a year or two ago, I have to check on that, but it's a fussy cut. And then that, and then this little girl holding a bird. I thought that was so cute. And a little piece of embossed paper, scrap. And this little girl is just a little spot where I put one of Lydia's, oh, I forgot what they were called. Oh, the little word cards. And it's got one of the little birds. And then I just tucked some of my printed washi underneath. And only down here. I glued this, but I didn't glue this part. So it's just a pocket down here. There we go. And you can write on here. I didn't want to cover up her pages, her collage pages, because they're so pretty. I love this. And I did use, I love this. This just reminds, or makes me think of the little girl putting her feet in the water, right, sitting like along the shoreline, cooling her feet. And then I did use a couple bunnies in here from Shabby Art Boutique, from one of her garden collections. And then a little envelope. I'm not sure whose this was, but I put some of the words, the little, again, I cannot think of what the little words that she gave us. Songbird, quiet moments. So I just tucked that in here and then put the bunny behind it, and it should stay. There we go. And then again, I just covered this with a different fabric. I mean, not fabric, of her papers, and left it so you can have this section to write one day, and here jot a couple notes, and here. And then Edith Holden again, because of the month of April. And I just printed out some lined paper, and just used one page as the booklet. And here is another. This is daffodils. And in this pocket, I just put a journaling card. And under this triangle, I just put a journaling card and then one of the documents with the sheep. And over here, this little fairy card, I turned it into a photo pocket. You could journal on the back of that. And just went around the acetate with the lace. And this was kind of bright, but it's a vintage piece of embroidery, and it made a nice little pocket. So I added a card from the kit, and then this card was from the kit, but I chose to put it on some handmade paper and some of her background paper and some old music sheet, just to give it a little more interest. And this little booklet is just some really old paper. You can see the bent. I love that look. And just a little notebook, very simple little notebook. And she tucks in here. That's just so pretty. Oh, and here's another. This is like just a fantasy flower or clematis or whatever you want to call it. And under this is another of the documents, and then a couple of journaling cards. I thought that was sweet with the grasshoppers, which you don't see those grasshoppers too much anymore around here. As a child, I would just see them everywhere. And then if you caught one, it has all that, like they're chewing tobacco. It was gross, but anyway. Another little girl with the little bunnies. I think that's the spring. She has spring, I believe. And under here, oh, this is there's two journaling cards and a bunny in here. And again, she's got the little animals. She's got a couple bunnies and then a squirrel. And I just put a bunny in here, which you can, write on the back. And then I made a paper clip with one of the Art House Whimsy girls. And on the back, I used one of those little, whatever they are. And left a blank page. This hooks under the other side of that paper clip. It's just a large journaling card that I put a little of the washi tape and the Raindroplila's journaling card, and then some of her paper. And this is a piece of vintage lace that I used a silk image as a pocket, and then put some of the journaling cards in here, the florals. And under this, it has a little brass charm, and it's just a little secret spot. I put a tiny piece of Velcro there. This is not a pocket. This is just folded over, place to journal. And this paper clip is just a piece of cotton embroidered fabric that I had hand dyed and had left over. So I put a little crocheted basket on it and then added some silk ribbon embroidered flowers, and then some bits and bobs or bits and pieces of lace and fabric, and then a little beaded bee. And under that is a couple of collaged journaling cards. And then here is a daisy. And underneath this page is a journaling card. and a piece of washi Nazi's bloom tape, and a couple of the documents. Goodness. And then under this little slide, I have this little journaling card, and I left it open on this side to tuck in another little girl. And they're both journaling cards. And I love this. I was going to emboss it, but it already looks like it's embossed. Hopefully you can see that. Oops, hang on a second. You can see that it looks like it's embossed. So pretty. So I tucked in, this is a vintage postcard from 1909 from Michigan. And then a couple of journaling cards, and oh, we saw that already. And under the back, I just cut some of the papers I had left over from her backgrounds, just to use as journaling space. And that's it. On the back, I just added a little doily and a silk ribbon embroidered rose and some vintage frilly lace. And then put some lace on the spine that looked like daisies, which reminded me of spring. So that is that. Yeah, I've got all those. So what I'm going to do, this one stays in here. And these, I just found out a couple of days ago that my YouTube channel reached over 3,000 subscribers. So I was very shocked, and I thought I've got to do a giveaway. So I'm going to, the giveaway is actually going to be 2 people, and you're each going to get 3 of these. Now I get to choose for you, and the other one is an aqua one, and it's the one I'm going to be working or showing in my next video. So these little corner things, you can you can use them in regular books too, just for bookmarks, or just decoration like I had on here. So anyway, but what I'd like for you to do is just to join in, and for me to take your name and put it in the kitty, or not the kitty, but the drawing. Just tell me one of your favorite memories of spring, and it could be during childhood, or last year, or even this year, since it's spring already. Just tell me one of your favorite memories of spring, and you will receive 3 of these. It'll probably be like these 3, and then these 2, and the aqua one. So anyway, the backs of them, I did decorate a little bit, mother of pearl button and different things. But anyway, so I would like to include that in my video, and I hope you watch all of the participants in this collaboration, because the lineup is amazing. I'm very, very honored to be in it, and thank you again, Lydia. And just watch the next video after this, because that is the silk ribbon embroidery tutorial. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.